This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Raja's close aide Sadiq Basha's death will now be probed by the CBI. This comes after the rejection of the resignation letter of the doctor who conducted the post-mortem. The census figures bring a positive surprise. Tamil Nadu and Chennai rank highly in indicators such as sex ratio and literacy. No breaks in the Election Commission's overdrive. Madras High Court gives the nod. Pre-poll checks will continue. AIADMK chief trains her guns on Stalin, questions his travels to London and move to switching constituencies away from 1,000 lights. Residents of T Nagar demand basic amenities and not freebies from their MLAs. AIADMK candidate from Anna Nagar assures the people of halting evictions, but will the people take these promises with a pinch of salt?
No residents should not be evicted, should not be disturbed.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Ashmit Kumar. We, of course, are only a few hours away now from the big clash, India versus Sri Lanka, for the World Cup finals. We'll be keeping an eye on that match. But for now, let's take a look at stories coming in from across the country. ICC relaxes broadcast norms, lifts ban on news channels' coverage of World Cup finals. Just a day to go for the big final in Mumbai. Over 1 billion fans pray that India wins just one more match. NDTV finds out that tickets for the finals are being sold at 1.5 lakh rupees in black right outside the stadium. Injury worries for both the teams. Nehra ruled out for India. Matthews uncertain for Lanka. Foolproof multi-layer security. NDTV gets an exclusive sneak peek inside the Wankhede Stadium just 24 hours before the World Cup final. And get set to see some real star power in Mumbai. Maharashtra government may declare Saturday a special public holiday. Now the latest from the 2G scam. The CBI will now investigate the death of Sadiq Basha, the man who allegedly committed suicide last month at his residence right here in Chennai. Now Sadiq Basha was found hanging at his home in Chennai on March 16th. A suicide note said that he couldn't take the spotlight focused on him by the media for his role in the 2G spectrum scam. Now Mr. Basha, the top man at the Greenhouse Promoters, a real estate company, was known for his close personal and professional relationship with A. Raja, the former telecom minister who is now in jail for allegedly planning and executing the spectrum scam in 2008. Now in a Delhi court tomorrow, the CBI will file a charge sheet officially accusing Mr. Raja of criminal conspiracy, forgery and cheating. Now Basha's company was believed to be a front for Raja's illicit income. In the weeks before he killed himself, Mr. Basha's homes and offices had been raided and he had been interrogated by the CBI on several occasions. And the provisional census figures were released today. According to the latest numbers, Tamil Nadu ranks as 7th in terms of population. Now there are close to 7.21 crore people and the population has grown by nearly 16%, which is lower than the national average. Of the total population, there are 3.62 crore males and 3.59 crore females. Now the state boasts of an impressive number in terms of its sex ratio, which stands at 995 females for every 1,000 males. Moreover, the child sex ratio of 946 looks impressive when compared against the disappointing national average of 914. Now, the literacy rate as well has improved by leaps and bounds from 73.45% in 2001 to 80.33% according to the latest numbers. And as far as Chennai is concerned, the second most densely populated city has done a reasonably good job of maintaining and improving upon both the child sex ratio and literacy rates.
I mean, based on the limited parameters which you get in the census, like sex ratio, literacy, the state stands reasonably on a healthy position as compared to the rest of the country. As far as the Chennai corporation is concerned, the growth rate is about 8%. Since one factor has to be taken is that the corporation is of the same small 174 square kilometers area over the past many years. So the growth in the suburbs has been much more phenomenal as compared to the growth you see in the Chennai city area.
Well, let's take a quick look at some of those highlights of the numbers that came out earlier today. To begin with, the state's total population stands at 7.21 crores. Well, out of those 7.21 crore people, 3.62 crore of them happen to be males, while 3.59 crore are females. On the census, the population has grown at 15.6%. which is a lot lower than the national average. Tamil Nadu also ranks as 7th in terms of its population from amongst the different states of India. And finally, it does have a very healthy sex ratio of 999 females for every 1,000 males in the state. Now moving forward on to elections now, the Election Commission can continue carrying out vehicle and house checks, and that's the message that the Madras High Court has for the petitioners and political parties in the state. Now, several public interest litigations came up for hearing before the first bench of the High Court today against the Election Commission. And they were filed by State DMK Minister K.P.P. Sami, Thillai Natarajan, Jagannathan and others. Now, some petitions had even accused the Election Commission of supporting the opposition in the state. Now, the Election Commission justified its acts during the course of the arguments, saying that it merely wants to stop the cash flow in the elections. Well, staying with that, Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi, Union DMK Minister M. K. Alagiri are literally at war with the Election Commission. Now, they have openly accused the Election Commission of supporting the main opposition party, AIADMK. Now, the AIADMK chief reacted to the Election Commission's strict vigil over cash flow.
The Election Commission of India is enforcing the model code of conduct with all seriousness and strictness. And we welcome that wholeheartedly.
Well, Jayalalitha today was seen stepping up on the ante against the members of the ruling family and taking a dig at the Deputy Chief Minister Stalin. She questioned why, despite claims of development, Stalin had decided to shift his constituency. Now, she also challenged claims of her travels to Kodanar by slamming Stalin's family visits to London. Meanwhile, campaigning in the city, she also came down hard on the DMK for what she termed as complete breakdown of law and order. She compared the present condition to the infamous incident of Law College violence.
உண்மையிலேயே மைனாரிட்டி திமுக அரசு சாதனைகளை செய்திருந்தால் தொகுதி மாறி நிற்பதற்கான காரணம் என்ன என்பதை ஸ்டாலின் விளக்க வேண்டும். ஆட்சியில் இருக்கும் போதே அடிக்கடி ரகசியமாக லண்டனுக்கு சென்று வரும் மு.க. ஸ்டாலின் தமிழக மக்களை விட கோடநாட்டின் மீதுதான் எனக்கு அக்கறை அதிகம் என்று கூறியிருக்கிறார். கோடநாட்டின் மீது அக்கறை என்றால் தமிழ்நாட்டின் மீது அக்கறை என்றுதான் பொருள். எனவே தமிழ்நாட்டின் மீது எனக்கு அக்கறை அதிகம் இருக்கிறது என்பதை ஸ்டாலின் மறைமுகமாக ஒப்புக்கொண்டிருக்கிறார். வாக்காளர் பெருமக்களே, இந்த தேர்தல் முடிந்தவுடன் ஸ்டாலின் குடும்பத்துடன் லண்டன் செல்வது நிச்சயம்.
And well, it's time now for a special segment in the build-up to the polls, If I Win. Now, this is the segment where we get you closer to your candidates from your constituencies and bring to you their plans if they are elected to power. Now, today, we bring to you the AIADMK's candidate from Anna Nagar constituency. Gokula Indira promises to settle the eviction issue. But would you take these assurances with a pinch of salt?
I am Gokula Indira. I am the contestant from AIADMK party in the Anna Nagar Assembly constituency. On seeing the public, I hear the news that there is an expressway from Maduravayal to Port. So many residents who are residing in the Kovam Bridge area, there are nearby 25% of the population, they are residing there. They are afraid of this present government that they tried for their eviction for this setting up of expressway. I'll make the assurance if I win, no residents should not be evicted, should not be disturbed. I'll go bring the matter to Madam Chief Minister, who is the future Chief Minister, and I'll do the best for their non-eviction. And the first thing is, I must be an accessible representative of this Anna Nagar constituency.
Well, people from T Nagar reject populist measures. That's the word coming in, and they demand real action. We get you their views in just a bit. Keep watching.